Okay, let's do a real quick overview of the reverse osmosis system that I have set up for concentrating my maple sap. So I have a high pressure pump designed to run at a maximum of 125 psi. This pump is drawing the water out of my maple sap. This is the sap I got straight from the tree. This is my collection tank. Draws it out of this tank. That's the clear line you see here. It's coming in to the pump. From the pump it runs into a typical whole house filter. Now I don't have a filter cartridge in here. My sap's pretty clean, so I should put a filter in there, and I will, but I just wanted to get a run through on this first run I had. After it comes out of the whole house filter, you see this pressure gauge. Now the pressure gauge and the needle valve that controls it is really what controls the entire system. The sap comes out of the pressure gauge and then into our reverse osmosis membrane. This is where the work gets done. This is where the clean water, or the pure H2O, is separated from my sap water. This will continue to concentrate and the percent of sugar will continue to go up. This obviously will just stay pure. Once this water comes out, the only thing that's holding it back or forcing it through the membrane is this needle valve. This needle valve is what actually controls the pressure and actually controls the efficiency, not efficiency, but effectiveness of the RO membrane. Right now I'm running 95 psi. If I bump this needle valve up, in other words, if I crank it in and increase the pressure, it's going to force more water through the membrane, and it'll actually increase my outflow of pure water. It'll consequently increase my outflow of sap water as well. This has the concentrates in it, the ones that can't make it through the membrane. The particles, along with the water that can't make it through the membrane, come out the blue tube. So my pure H2O is being circulated, what I like to call God's water, into this bucket. I like to save this water because we like to use this to flush the system whenever we're all done running for the day. The blue line, my sap water, is running back into my sap holding tank. So as we run, this sap will continue to concentrate. The percent sugar will continue to increase. If I increase the pressure on this needle valve, theoretically it should also increase the outflow of pure water. Is it measurable? Well, let's see. Let's bump it up to around 120, maybe 125 psi. Pump's working pretty hard. I can already hear an increase of flow at the bucket. So let's bump this back down, and I'll bump it down to approximately, say 80. 80? To make it noticeable at about 75. So the pure water has gone down. The pure water flow has gone down. What I have here also installed, great idea, is to install a bypass valve. This bypass valve will allow clean water to run through the membrane. So if I open this bypass valve, it'll drop the pressure and then should also eliminate any pure water flow. if the reverse osmosis membrane has no pressure, then it won't do any filtering. It functions off of pressure. So if I drop the pressure, I should get no filter function and therefore no clean water. So let's see what happens when I throw the valve. The pressure immediately drops down, and the flow of my pure water completely stops. So now I'm just circulating water from my holding tank and back into my holding tank at the same concentration. I'm not taking any clean water or pure water out of this tank. I'm just circulating it because I threw or opened the bypass valve. So again, the reverse osmosis membrane runs or functions off of pressure. Without pressure, reverse osmosis doesn't exist. It's a ghost concept. But once I close it off, and then increase the pressure, now the membrane can actually do or actually perform its function. Increase the pressure, trying to push out dirty water, separates the clean water inside. And I'm going to turn on the needle valve just a little bit more to get some more flow of clean water. And that'll drastically increase my flow of God's water. So, why not run it at 120, 130, 140 psi? Well, pump's not designed to run much beyond 120. And as this sap concentrates, as the intake begins to concentrate, now the membrane has to do more work. Now that means the pump has to do more work, which also means the pump's going to produce more pressure. So as this runs, as this continues to run and continues to concentrate, the pressure will consequently go up. So it's a good idea if you're running early. I found that if I keep it down around 80, as it begins to concentrate, it'll end up closer to 120. And about that point, that's whenever I shut her down and go to the evaporator. So here are the components. I'll put another video up to show the components of how to put a system like this together. And this system should cost you less than $200.